Ramirez Ramos, Fire and Life Safety Education Specialist for the Mesa Fire Department. Welcome to What's on Fire. In this edition, we'll speak to the fire marshal and talk about how he could save business owners time, money, and resources. We'll also discuss clutter control. We need to make sure our homes are clear of clutter in case there is a fire. But first, Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and many people enjoy frying their turkeys. So here today to discuss some important safety precautions is Captain Fred King. Fred, thanks so much for being here with me.
Thanks for having me, Marissa.
And I should first explain that we're here at our Mesa Fire Training Facility, and we have a setup over here of table and chairs so that it looks similar to someone's backyard. But before we start talking, Fred, let's talk about some numbers. I was online doing some research, and I found that according to the U.S. Fire Administration, there are an estimated 2,000 Thanksgiving Day fires in homes annually in the U.S., resulting in an estimated 5 deaths, 25 injuries, and $21 million in property loss each year. And the leading cause of these fires is cooking, so it's a real concern.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's the eating holiday. We all like to cook on Thanksgiving. And in the house, we want to do some of the safety things that we do every day, and that's keeping a kid-free zone around the stove, keeping kids away from the stove, the hot items and things. Make sure you have pots that have lids, in case you have a grease fire, you can smother it. And then when you come outside, a lot of people, their favorite thing to do is to fry a turkey. So you don't want to do the frying of a turkey in the house or in the garage or under the carport. You want to do it outside, away from people. Make sure that you have things away from the area that you're going to use. Make sure the furniture is away. Make sure that your clothes aren't on the clothesline and they're put away. Make sure that your pets are in the house or in a locked gate or either tied up, because pets don't know. They'll come up and they can knock that over and cause a fire.
And how important is the surface that we place the actual turkey fryer on?
Very important. These things are not the most stable. You know, they're pretty top heavy, so you got to have a flat surface to put it on.
And I would think for some of those same reasons, we shouldn't leave this unattended.
No, do not leave it unattended. This does not have a thermostat that will control the temperature. You have a thermometer in there to control your own temperature, but it's fed by a propane tank.
And the thermometer here, it's actually taking the temperature of the oil that's inside, right?
Absolutely, yes. It's taking the temperature of the oil inside. You want to bring that oil temperature up to the proper temperature, which is around 350 degrees. You also want to make sure you don't have too much oil in the pot. And the best way to do that is to take the turkey before you start heating your oil up, put it in the pot, the turkey, and then fill it with water up to the top of the turkey, right? Just as it covers the turkey. And then you can take the turkey out, and the water you have in there is the amount of oil that you need to fry your turkey. Okay,
and how important is it also, like, what do we need to prep the turkey? You know, does it need to be thawed? Is it okay to use it frozen?
Yes, no, it is not okay to use it frozen or partially frozen. You should have it thawed completely. You should have it dry. Don't use a lot of marinades that soak it, make it real wet, because oil and water or oil and other liquids don't mix. And you'll see a little bit that it's going to be a pretty violent reaction to water in the oil.
Speaking of that, we have retired firefighter Don Biggs as well as firefighter John Lavas. Now they're both here today to perform a demonstration, and we're in a controlled environment with professional firefighters. We've purposely overfilled the oil in our turkey fryer, as well as we're using a frozen turkey, both of which would not be advisable. Now we want to remind everyone we are in a controlled environment and they should not try this at home. So with that, gentlemen, let's start our demonstration. Wow, Fred, I really can't believe how quick that took off.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. That's why it's so important, the safety tips that we've been giving, you know, keeping people away. Do you see how much oil is out here? And that oil is hot. It boiled right over, it caught fire under the carport. You see how high the flames were? It would catch your house on fire. If you're on a wooden deck, you're going to catch the wood deck on fire. It's very dangerous.
Over here we have a fire extinguisher, one of the things that we do need to keep handy in these kind of situations.
Absolutely, a fire extinguisher needs to be handy. You know, one of the things that you need to do when you're going to fry a turkey is make sure you've got some long sleeves on. You saw a lot of splattering. You know, oil splatters on you, get burned. Have pot holders, very thick and heavy pot holders, because those handles are going to be very, very hot, and you don't want to get burned with that. Fire extinguishers are vital. This is a grease fire. You don't want to put water on this fire. You saw what happened when you put the turkey in. That's what's going to happen if you try to put the fire out with water.
And what type of fire extinguisher is the best one to have out? Like you're talking about, it has to be specific for grease?
Yeah, specific for grease. A flammable liquid fire. B, C, A, B, and C is the normal. That takes care of all three types of fire. Normal, combustible, flammable liquids, and electrical.
And I know it was really important to have that turkey thawed out and not put a frozen turkey. So what's the ratio that we need to consider?
Well, the National Turkey Federation has a website, and they recommend that you refrigerate or thaw it in the refrigerator for 24 hours for every 5 pounds that your turkey weighs. And that way you'll have it completely thawed and you won't have an incident like this.
Well, perfect. I learned a lot today, not just that there was a turkey federation, but just all the precautions that you need to keep and consider when you're frying your turkey, things that you need to have at hand and things that you should keep away. So thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Like I said, I learned so much. And this year, the City of Mesa is holding a turkey fryer grease collection drive. You can drop off your used grease at 5 Mesa fire stations from November 14th through January 13th. The 5 stations are on your screen. A Valley company will then collect all the grease and turn it into biodiesel. The address and more information is online at mesaaz.gov. The program is free, and we look forward to seeing you at some of our fire stations. Coming up, we'll discuss clutter control. We'll talk about the subject and let you know what to do if you are having a clutter control issue or if someone you know is struggling. Stay tuned.